Hey y'all. So I've been playing around with this stupid thing to see how to get the joints to work. Sometimes, excuse me. Sometimes in my videos I have something in my head, and sometimes I swear my brain thinks faster than my mouth can speak, and I will jump over shit. And I tend to do that all the time, so I apologize. But this is kind of like, you see, like right there, it's where it should be. So now what the problem is, and the reason I hadn't cut the PVC last time for the exosuit, was as you move your arm up, it will contract. You hear that sound? That's what it's doing now. So this was the solution that I have for it, which is to just have a pipe inside a pipe. The two different kinds of electric conduit pipes that I have will work for this. And so it would be like a little spring maybe put in there with a stop, so it'll stop at a certain point. I don't know why I put it on this shoulder. I actually had a work accident and kind of damaged this shoulder a little bit, so it doesn't go all the way up. But as you can see, and let me see if you guys can see that a little bit better. So you see it's almost like a shock absorber, and it goes in and out. So when you lift your arm, it goes in and out, and that solves that problem. So now I can put the joint in here for this part, and it will probably end up having to do the same thing. It'll have to come in and out. And what I'm planning on using is possibly a U-joint, or maybe another one of these casters. That's the other thing too. It's like I need the ability for it to spin like this, and a few other things. So we'll see. This works pretty well. Again, making that tube stay there is not too much of a problem. All I have to do is make a channel on the thicker pipe, and then put a bolt or something so it just goes up and down, and it'll stop at the top and stop at the bottom where it needs to stop. And then maybe put a little spring in there or something. But put it on this arm. But as you can see, again, the important thing is the elbow. You see the elbow, it stretches out now. It compressed. And I haven't gotten it. This is just, like I said, preliminary. Just checking it out to see what it looks like and stuff. There's even a possibility that I might be able to get a bike, like a bike shock or a bicycle shock absorber with a coil in there, and put that on there. But I don't think so, because the problem is with that, then my arm would be like this all the time. And I don't need that. I just need a little bit of a spring to make it smoother and stuff. But again, I think that this will work, bearing in mind that there's not too much weight on this arm except for the armor itself. So the only thing I really need the EXO to hold is its own armor. And again, the idea would be there would be another part that would come down through here. That's the problem with these things. Oh my God. Okay, let me see if I can explain what I was trying to say in my last video. When you make armor that goes on the outside, exoskeleton, like Tony Stark's suit would be, like power armor from the the bug movie, whatever the hell, Starship Troopers. There we go. When you make an armor that just grabs onto, like for example, my forearm, and I put a big chunk of armor on there, that's fine, because I don't have to invent this joint. This joint is absolutely insane. It's like when you go into biomechanics of what the body is capable of doing, and you try to put a metal frame outside that mimics that, good luck. It's really hard. So again, anything like this that goes on the outside of the body, stuck to the body, and is all linked together, because you could do, like I said, Iron Man armor, and you'd have the forearm, but then how do you attach the forearm to the arm? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, in other words, what joint goes there? What kind of swivel thing goes in? And then you start to see the huge headache. how do you put this thing on? If it has a bearing that goes around your arm so you can do this motion, then how do you get it to do this motion? And all the other, I mean, there's like so many variations of motions and nuances that the arm can do, and it's just fucking difficult to try to encapsulate the arm in something and have it work efficiently. Again, this is just a preliminary exoskeleton, just kind of like to get an idea of how this is going to work, how I'm going to get this thing to work. So again, the idea was to find a way to keep that joint from moving. So you see, as you can see, or not to keep it from moving, we keep it at the same spot. So I can move my arm just about in any position. It's going to hit here because I need to cut the other tube a little bit shorter, maybe an inch shorter, and then I won't have this issue anymore. But I do think that this does give me a great range of motion. Like I said, I'm an idiot. I hurt this shoulder working at a boat yard one time, fell off a boat. I used to work doing marine electrical. So my whole life, it's like I've always liked installs and building stuff. So, but again, I think this really does work very, very well. I do have the two pieces of electric conduit. Again, one goes right into the other without any issues, just like this PVC does. So I got lucky on that one. And fabricating this will not be that difficult. So again, kind of happy with the way this is coming out. I tried like using different combinations of casters, and it just was a disaster. So in the insulation world, we have a principle, we call it the KISS principle. Keep it simple, stupid. So I think that this is the simplest way that this would work. And again, it just hits right here, and that shows you that it works, because that's where the tubing needs to be cut out another inch, and then I would have all the way up. But yeah, my shoulder doesn't work that well. I should have put it on this side. But as you can see, again, now the next phase here is going to be figuring out how to attach the elbow to here. What do I use? Do I use a U-joint? Do I use a caster? Do I use a hinge? Because again, now I got this rotational motion too, which is fantastic. If I would have used just like a drawer slider, it would move up and down, but it wouldn't twist. With this one, I also have a bit of twist in there as well. So that's one of the reasons I do like this design. And so I just got to keep working on it and see if I can get it to work a little bit more efficiently. And of course, later on, I want to put thrust bearings on everything and just make sure that everything is nice and secure, rolls smoothly, put some graphite powder in there, and then paint everything with truck liner, of course. So that's what I got so far. Peace.